My name is Laz Bravo. I am a pulmonologist and an intensivist here at Lehigh Regional Medical Center. Been around for the last almost 3 years now. Again, specialize in pulmonary medicine, especially in the on the medical wards. We run the ICU as far as almost all aspects of it, and some sleep medicine as well. I first became familiar with Patient Keeper back in the year 2001. At that particular time, the personal digital assistants were starting to just come into the market, especially the handhelds. Patient Keeper is one of those few programs initially that allowed you to use that technology, and we incorporated that into our residency program. In other words, we would use it to round down patients, take notes on patients, follow their labs. We could transfer the information from one resident to the other, so we could have more continuity of care when it came down to the sequential follow-up of these patients, so there were less likelihood of missing patients or missing labs or missing rounds. We got the test product in February, and again, I was excited about it because I've used it before. I wanted to see what brand new changes that came to it. I looked for the same things I looked in the initial version, which was ease of use, which was the transfer of data from one day to the other, and the easy acceptability of the patient information, where I can access it in most places, not just sitting in front of some computer. And that's what I was looking forward to. When we first got it, it was, for the most part, as advertised. It had a very streamlined, gorgeous interface. It had a very no-nonsense interface. Actually made it very simple. There's a lot of things that I've noticed with the new version that I actually like. One of my personal favorites is the portability of it. You literally have access to all your patients' labs anywhere you are. It works out of a cell phone. It works out of an iPad. It works out of a computer. So if I'm in the intensive care unit and I'm sitting there looking at my patients, I don't have to worry about the labs print out. I can just go straight to Patient Keeper. It's there. I also like the ability to track the labs and trend the labs. Where with a paper method, I gotta look 4 or 5 labs, put them up one next to each other, and see which way for example, the white cells count is going. With Patient Keeper, I hit one button, I can see the trend in almost instantaneous form. If I'm doing order entry, I don't have to worry about having a nurse come back to me and says, well, what do you mean by this? Because as a physician, my handwriting is not the best in the world. And like everything else, what's written can be misinterpreted. With the way PK does physician order entry, there's just no chance of that. What I like about the order entry from Patient Keeper is that it is simple, and more importantly, is customizable. So before, where I had to write, if I order, for example, a thoracentesis, and I had 20 labs to write for that particular order or that particular procedure, and it was the same thing every single time. With Patient Keeper, I create the order set, I press one button, and it's automatically off to the lab. So it actually saves me time in that perspective. When I'm doing orders, for example, in the emergency room, and sometimes computer A doesn't talk to the floor computers. With Patient Keeper, it talks to it all the time. I can just go in and put my own order sets, and I know they will be transmitted to the ICU, and the ICU already knows what to expect, and they love it, because that also frees up one of their clerks to be doing other things, or maybe free up one of the nurses to be doing other things. And it's one step less for me to worry about. So overall, the order entry, I've found it to be pleasantly great. I thought it'd be a lot more complicated, and it hasn't. And again, the big, for me personally, is the ability that I can customize those orders, where before it would take me literally a page worth of writing, and by the time I get to the last order, it's a scribble of unknown origin. At least now, one button and all the orders are there, especially when it's the same orders for the most part over and over and over again. I'm finding that the biggest attraction that I got is that this is a very simple program to use. It tells you just what you need to know to get through your morning and take care of your patients and be off to your office, instead of waiting for things to come to you.